بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Such intuitions are not confined or limited only to those close to the prophetic rank.
No.
Just like iron, with sufficient polishing, they can be made into which with sufficient polishing can be made into a mirror, so any mind can be made in receptive of such impressions with due discipline.
Any mind could be made into reception or receptive to these impressions or to these intuitions with a due discipline. With a due discipline. جاهد تشاهد. المشاهدة ثمرة المجاهدة. Witnessing is the fruit of
Struggling and striving.
striving. المشاهدة ثمرة المجاهدة. جاهد تشاهد. المشاهدة ثمرة المجاهدة. المشاهدة is the fruit of مجاهدة. جاهد تشاهد. نعم.
It was at this truth that the Prophet ﷺ hinted when he said, "Every child is born with a predisposition towards Islam. Then his parents make him a Jew or a Christian or a star worshipper. Every human being has in the depths of his consciousness heard the question, 'Am I not your Lord?' and answered yes to it. But some hearts are like mirrors, so dirtied with rust and dirt that they give no clear reflections. While those of the prophets and saints, though they are human beings who have passions like us, are extremely sensitive, nonetheless, to all divine impressions."
Divine impressions or intuitions. Impressions or intuitions or feelings, or we call them today the feelings of the emotions
heart.
of the spirit or of the nervous system of the cosmic nervous system. Naam.
Such intuitions are not limited to only those of prophetic rank. Just as iron, by sufficient polishing, can be made into a mirror, so any mind can be rendered receptive of such impressions with due discipline.
Any mind can be rendered to such reception with a due discipline. You have to discipline your mind. You have to discipline your mind. How do you discipline the mind? What is the discipline of the mind? What is the discipline of the mind?
On time.
What is the crisis of the mind? The discipline is always the cure for the crisis. That's the discipline. When you say discipline, what is discipline?
Things being in order.
So, for example, philosophy became a discipline. In the beginning, it was not a discipline. It was what? It was a crisis. It was a crisis. Okay? Physics, today they became a discipline. In the beginning, they were not a discipline. They were a
crisis.
crisis.
Or a chaos.
Or a chaos. وهكذا. Discipline means
order.
An order in order to achieve
an outcome.
A clear outcome. هذا معنى discipline. هذا discipline. This is discipline. This is الأدب. That's the meaning of adab. Adab in Arabic also means when you write something or when you say something meaningful, to convey a precise meaning and to achieve a goal, an outcome. That's a piece of literature. That's a piece of adab. Otherwise it is atab. Otherwise it is nonsense, as you said. It's just chaotic thing. You go to the king and you tell him, you want to take some money, and instead of talking about him, you tell him the king who was here before you. He's so generous, was so generous, for example. And he used to give me this and this and this. Even if you said true stories, that's not adab. That's su adab. That's lack of adab. Why? Lack of discipline. Why? Because it doesn't go to the purpose, it doesn't fit together. If you want really to please that king, you tell him, you praise that king. Tell him you have such noble qualities. I came really having high expectations of you, and I know you are not going to turn me empty-handed. And then you can use, yes, and you are the son of your father, and your father was actually very generous, and the lion can only give birth to a lion, وهكذا, and something like that. And then he will, even if he was a cat, he will feel, noblesse oblige. He will be, we say noblesse oblige in English, I don't know.
We use the same expression.
Noblesse oblige, خلاص, noblesse oblige. So he will have to, act according to your rank. And that's adab. So that's discipline. With a proper discipline, when you know the finality, when you know the end, I'm sorry, don't say finality. When you know the, la finalité, when you know the end, when you know the goal, when you have a goal, when you have a purpose, when you want to go, when you want to reach that goal, then you will have a discipline. When you have an ultimate goal, when you want to reach somewhere, you will impose yourself a discipline, and that's discipline. That's how discipline comes. That's how discipline comes. Now, what is the chaos of the mind? In order for you to understand what is the discipline of the mind, to go back to the question that I asked. I asked what is the discipline of the mind? Give it one name, one word. That's the chaos of the mind, ghafla. Beautiful. That's the chaos of the mind called ghafla. What is ghafla in English? Heedlessness or obliviousness or
Purposelessness.
distraction, purposelessness, distraction, heedlessness. This is the crisis.
Idleness.
Idleness. You can all summarize them in distraction. If you want. Or purposelessness. All of this is the chaos of the... Now give me what is the discipline of the mind. Just go to the dictionary of the antonyms and give me. Focus. Purpose. Mission.
Dedication.
You understand, Sidi Hamza? Focus. Mission. Purpose. أيوة.
Caring.
Drive. أيوة.
Heedfulness.
You always end up, when you focus, you end up bringing the best vocabulary I'm looking for. أيوة. Bismillah. So focus. Drive. Purpose. Mission. Heedfulness. That's the discipline of the mind. That's, if you want to discipline your mind, you have to train your mind to be focused. You have to train your mind to be focused. And that's why La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you can reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with any action. And there is not small action, there is not a big action. Any action, if you do to the ihsan, you can reach the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with. Any action. Any action. Yarhamukumullah, barakallah. Any action. Even if when you wash the dishes, you wash them with ihsan. You pay attention and you do them with care, with focus. Khalas, you trained your mind to be. A focused mind is a focused mind. A mind that is focused in small things will be focused in big things. That's why in the Berber time, you know the carpets, you know the Berber carpets? You know the story of Berber carpets? Why they are so beautiful? And why they have such a... same thing, by the way, for the Persian carpets. It's the same mythology. And I don't believe it is a mythology. I believe it is truth. That we have also the same thing called Bakhnoug. The bakhnug is that shawl, not the cheap Indian shawls of today. The old ways, the old Indian shawls, or the old Tunisian shawls.
Weaving.
Huh?
The weaving.
The waving.
Weaving.
The weaving. You know how much time do they take? We have a song in Tunisia, بخنوق بنت المحاميد عيشة. ها ريشة بريشة عامين ما يكملوش نقيشة. The بخنوق, the shawl of بنت المحاميد, of the daughter of the tribe of Mahamid, عائشة. She's doing it.
She weaves
She's weaving it
thread by thread.
thread by thread, ريشة بريشة عامين. 2 years
Is not enough.
are not enough to finish, to complete its ornaments. And it is true, and we've seen that. So the Berber carpet, or the Berber margoum, or the old Berber carpet, or the old Berber bakhnouk, the old Persian carpet. You know how did they start? It was competition between the girls of the kingdom who will be the spouse of the prince. Because they were wise enough, who will be the queen, who will be the mother of the next king. You understand? Because they understood if you have that focus with that detail, focus is focus. Focus is, and distraction is distraction. If you are distracted in making coffee, you'll be distracted in running a kingdom. If you are focused in that, you will be focused in that. Focus is focus. Focus is the discipline of that's the food of the mind. That's the health of the mind. That's the training of the mind. The mind that is protected and trained, preserved, that's the focus, it preserves the energy of the mind. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Focus is focus. If you have focus in small things, we'll have focus in big things. So these old carpets, that's why they are so rich. It's not because there was a competition. It was true story. So the girls will really show their what? Their focus. It was test of focus. They will show their focus. And the king is the son of a focused woman. And the focused father, so he has that focus, he knows. He knows. So the princess must have a high level of focus. So she has to really be able to really, it demands focus. It's not like this one is made by machine. Forget about this. But like go and see a handmade one. And these ones that are sold here, even if they tell you first class or whatever, the true Persian mat is never sold. It takes a life. It takes 40 years to make. It takes 40 years. It has a whole life in it. And there is also the baran, not the baran, the gabe, yeah. There is a gabe too, and hakada, the same. It has to be. It's a focus. It has a whole story in it, and you have to have focus. Ala kulli hal. After that, the standards in the Ottoman, during the Ottoman and the Mamluk and the Russian Empire got lowered a bit. So she has to have taste. So how to test the princess? They make her come to a room, and they put the cushions, the golden cushions, on the silver sofas, and the silver cushions on the golden sofas, and they will see if that princess will be bothered by that or not. So if she gets bothered by that, she's a princess. So you understand that I'm a prince, right? And you are not. You are all peasants. So that's the problem. And you know the princess on the pie?
The princess on the pea.
Huh?
Princess on the pea.
The princess on the pea.
And the pea.
And the pea. You know the story of the princess and the pea? Can you tell them the story of the princess and the pea? Tell them the story.
So that's
the modern princesshood.
There was a queen who was looking for a wife for her son, and one day there was a huge storm, And well, he didn't like any of the girls that she presented to him. One day there was a big storm, and this woman came to the door, and she was soaked, and she claimed to be a princess. But nothing about her seemed very princess-like because she was soaked and her clothes were dirty after having been in that storm. So they came in, they gave her, the servants, took care of her. And the queen wanted to see, because she noticed that her son liked this girl just by her appearance. And so she wanted to test, is this really a princess? She claims to be a princess, but I have to know for sure, otherwise I won't allow my son to marry her. So she ordered the servants to put a little pea on the floor and to stack all these mattresses, maybe 10, 20 mattresses on top of that pea. And then she brought the princess in and said, this is your bed for the night. And the next morning, the queen rushed to the room to see how had that princess slept, what was her night like. And the princess was like, I had a terrible night. I couldn't sleep at all. I was so uncomfortable. I don't know what. So the queen said, this is indeed a princess, because only a princess would be that sensitive that she would feel a pea, and that would bother her, even though there are all these mattresses between her and the pea.
So that's the standard of today. La ilaha illallah. You see, it started in the Berber time that they have to give. Their standard is they have a high focus, exigence of themselves. They have a high demand from them.
Their own selves.
From or of?
Of their own selves.
They have a high demand of their own selves. Today they have a high demand of others. وهكذا. That's how it is. But still, لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. نعم.
It was this truth that the Prophet ﷺ hints at when he says, every child is born with a predisposition towards Islam. Then his parents make him a Jew.
Read again the sentence.
Such intuitions are not limited only to those of prophetic rank. Just as iron with sufficient polishing can be made into a mirror, so can any mind be rendered receptive of such impressions with due discipline.
With due discipline, what is this due discipline? Focus. Focus. That's the nourishment of the mind. That's the training of the mind. That's what makes your mind healthy. That's what preserves your mind. That's what preserves your mind faculty. That's what preserves it. Discipline. Discipline. Without discipline of the mind, you lose that faculty, you lose that energy, and your thoughts will go in all different directions. Sister Khadija wanted to say? It is true, actually, and when they made the tests, Barakallahu feekum, Sister Khadija. So Sister Khadija, the summary of what she said in this day and age, it is even more difficult to realize what we are talking about. We are living in a time of distraction. Parents are distracted, kids are distracted. And she referred to the last parenting session that we had here. And she said that parents sometimes they think it is a good thing to give an iPad to their kids, and then they're exposing them to that distraction, and that is taking away from their good focus. Indeed, they tested they made a concours, competition of painting, drawing, and they gave people who were never exposed to iPads. Their drawings were so beautiful, and people who were playing with iPads and iPhones, their drawings were so meaningless. They couldn't draw anything really pleasing. And then you tell them, okay, what do you see there? They'll tell you, oh, right, that's a man. Really, that's a man? How? So they lost the faculty of focusing and because drawing is an exercise of, sculpting is an exercise of focus. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam was trained as a child to sculpt. So he was very focused. Or ra'i also, to take care of sheep. It needs focus. It needs focus in order to have them all go in one direction, and you have to feel every single sheep. You have to feel. It's not easy. You have hundreds. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at the age of 4-year-old, he used to to get 500, 600 sheep, and take care of all of them, and feel and just understand that, the natural world, the natural world. Now, absolutely. Yeah, we have to go. We have to. No. Hmm?
If you're dealing with that many sheep, you can't afford to be daydreaming. You can
Allahu
lose
Akbar.
them. They'll
No.
wander away, and that's it.
No. The weight of responsibility too makes you focused. وهكذا, all of that. Talking about this, avoid unfocused moments. Avoid these moments, the poisonous moments for the brain eaters, the brain drainers, or the brain, what devours your brain are these moments, we call them of leisure, or moments of nothingness. We call them free time or futile time, or just, these moments, they eat from your brain, they eat from the energy of your brain. They put lots of clutter in your brain. The brain is created to think. The brain is created to think. To process. So if the brain is not processing, if the brain is not focused, the brain is created to be focused. If he's not processing in a focused manner, he will be processing in a chaotic manner, and it will be a big mess. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin rabbil alameen.
Can you give us some examples of this kind of these unfocused activities or moments that we should avoid?
Unfocused moments, if you do something heartlessly, for example. Any action you do it robotically. Any action you do it without having your heart in it, without thinking of the greater purpose. That kills it. You know how the communists killed the whole population? Through the Taylorism. You know Taylorism? Taylorism. You know Taylorism? In the industry? When someone has a task, you only have a task. You just,
conveyor belt.
Still they do cars like that. Even pants, everything.
Assembly line. The assembly line.
All your clothes are made like that. I heard even Shukr now, they make their clothes like that. Assembly line. May Allah protect us. Same thing. All your clothes are made like that, except some. Assembly line. So that person is there just to the machine. Is this focus? It looks like, but it's not. It's the unfocus. It's called robotic routine, because he doesn't even know where is it going. But who is focused? Who benefit from that? Who benefit from that? The manager. The manager, the one who has to run the whole thing from the beginning to the end. These people, they end up becoming very healthy beings. Subhanallah. And the other people who are just on the belt, they slowly, they get affected. Their families get affected. Everything gets affected, because all what they are doing is, that's it. And they forget. At some point, come every day, clean, do something, leave, not thinking for a purpose, not thinking why we are running this project, what is this, what's the point behind it. Khalas. You end up like, you lose the thread. And it becomes the enemy, and that's the enemy of the brain. That's the best example I can give for unfocused activity of the mind. على كل حال, you open this bracket, which is good. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and you. So continue reading this paragraph and let us conclude.
It is at this truth that the Prophet ﷺ hints when he says, every child is born with a predisposition.
Which truth?
That even a non-prophetic person can attain this kind of mirror-like state.
Anyone can attain this. So Rasulullah ﷺ to this truth is saying,
every child is born with a predisposition towards Islam. Then his parents make him a Jew or a Christian or a star worshipper.
or predisposition to Islam, or predisposition to know God, نعم أيوة.
Every human being has in the depths of his consciousness heard the question, "Am I not your Lord?" and answered yes to it. But some hearts are like mirrors, so ruined with rust and dirt that they give no clear reflection anymore.
يا لطيف.
On the other hand, those of the prophets and saints, even though they are
They
human
give no
beings,
clear reflection of what?
of these intuitions,
What,
of the unseen.
what is this intuitions and unseen? They gave also no clear reflection of that moment. Was that moment in the past? Was that moment in the future?
Of saying yes to God?
Of saying yes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Was that moment in the past, really? When? Which year? 1,000 years before our Jesus? 3, 4, 5? Was it in the realm of the cosmic? Was it in the realm of space and time? So it's another realm. So that moment is a momentum, and it is there, and that story is there, is happening now, right now, still happening right now. And if your heart is a clear mirror, it will see, it will reflect that witnessing, and it will reflect that energy, and it will reflect that closeness, and it will reflect that reality. But if your mirror is cluttered, if your mirror is
rusty and dirty.
yeah, if your mirror is rusty and dirty, then it won't be able to reflect that haqiqah of witnessing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Some hearts are like mirrors so dirty with rust and dirt that they give no clear reflections, while those of the prophets and saints, even though they are human beings, are extremely sensitive to all divine impressions and inspirations.
Naam. Bismillah.
Nor is it only by reason of knowledge acquired and intuition that the soul of man holds the first rank among created things, but also by reason of his power. So the reason that the human being is the highest among created things is not only because of the reason of knowledge and intuition, but also the power that he holds. Just as angels preside over the elements of the universe, the soul rules the limbs of the body and all its parts. Those souls which attain a special degree of power not only rule their own body, but those of others also. If they wish a sick man to recover, he recovers. Or a person in health to fall ill, he becomes ill. Or if they will the presence of a person, he comes to them. According as the effects produced by these powerful souls are good or bad, they are termed miracles or sorceries.
He's telling you the power of the soul of the human being. The power of the soul of the human being. We can say it. We can see it with the miracles, with people who are good, or with sorcerers. May Allah protect us. So if they want someone who is ill to become, to heal, they can focus on him and he heals, and the opposite also. Naam. So, naam. Aywa. So the reason and the power. The soul is strong because of the reason and the focus and the power. Yes.
These souls that are strong in this manner differ from common folk in 3 ways. 1, what others only see in dreams, these people can see in their waking moments. Number 2, while others' wills only affect their own bodies, these people, by their willpower, can move bodies outside of themselves. And number 3, the knowledge which others acquire by laborious learning comes to them by mere intuition.
Now, 3 things. For example, if we apply this to saints, or apply this to people of God, which is better, because you know how to, as soon as you read this, you thought of Harry Potter, and you know, the others only see in dreams, they see in their waking moments, and while others' wills only affect their own bodies, these by willpower can move bodies outside to themselves. You know about magicians and this, you are used to Harry Potter, so you know that very well. So let us talk about saints, how it is. So it's different. What others only see in dreams, they see in their waking moments. The Prophet ﷺ. What other people they see in their dreams, which is the presence of Rasulullah ﷺ, and Rasulullah ﷺ is ever present. And by the way, we are on Friday, and it's the day of Salatu Salam alayhi salatu wasalam. Rasulullah ﷺ is ever present. We talk like these opportunities, like these intuitions. Rasulullah ﷺ is ever present. His ruh alayhi salatu wasalam is bigger than all the cosmos altogether. His ruh alayhi salatu wasalam is bigger than all the universe altogether. So his presence alayhi salatu wasalam is there, and meeting with him and being disconnected from him is quite impossible. And meeting with him is the easiest thing, alayhi salatu wasalam. To be connected to him is the easiest thing, alayhi salatu wasalam, if we want to, if we look for that. Ala kulli hal. So some people, they only get to that harmony or get to that connection when they close their eyes and when they dream. They dream of the Prophet ﷺ, and that connection, which is something real between them and the Prophet ﷺ, it comes to them in the image, in the shape of images, of dreams. So they see the face of the Prophet ﷺ, and they see themselves meeting with the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ smiling at them, or they see themselves kissing his hand, or something like that, or asking him for something, and he's answering. وَهَكَذا. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us and you the pleasure of seeing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our dreams. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin rabbil alameen. And some people, they see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the awakened state. In the awakened state, because their sensitivity for his presence alayhi salatu wasalam is even higher. طيب. So, while others wills only affect their own bodies, these by willpower can move bodies. So the awliya, they will move bodies. How they will move bodies? They will bring people to the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So your willpower, it will make you pray. It will make you go to a retreat. It will make you attend a retreat. It will make you, that's your willpower. The awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will affect other people with the magnetism that they have, etc., with the mahabbah. They will make people come and attend. SubhanAllah, they will affect them, they will make them, they will help them, they will give them that boost, they will help them to come and pray and expose themselves to these opportunities in order to discover something deep in themselves, in order to rejoice in the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in order to become attached to that rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and know the value of it, so they do not lose it, they do not let go of it easily in the future. وهكذا. So that's how they move people. It doesn't mean that they will move you, okay, they will make you fly. No, they will make you, they will send you a message of love, of genuine love in your heart, that you will feel it. You will feel that love, and you will be restless until you meet with them, and then you will go and take the airplane and take your visa to go to Tarim or whatever, and then you will go. That's it. That's how it is. That's how they move people around. They moved bodies. You go to a retreat in South Africa and see these bodies are coming from England, from America, from Canada. What brought them? The love of that man for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Naam. So that's it. هكذا. The knowledge which others acquire by laborious learning comes to them by intuition. It comes to them by intuition. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us and you tawfiq, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us and you the ilm. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin rabbil alameen. Close with the dua, inshallah. Bismillah.
Oh Allah, we ask that you forgive us our shortcomings and our sins. Oh Allah, we ask that you forgive us our lack of interest in seeking you and in seeking to be purified and to have a polished heart that reflects your beauty and your truth. Oh Allah, we ask your forgiveness for not celebrating your greatness more and not standing in awe of your beauty and of your generosity and of your goodness. O Allah, we ask you to make us appreciative of these moments, appreciative of these words that you inspired your servant Imam al-Ghazali to send to us through the ages, that he left for us to guide us. We ask you to bless him and to bless our teacher Sheikh Hamdi, to bless everyone who contributed to making this place into a house of yours. We ask you to bless all of our families and our loved ones. We ask you to bless everybody who is feeling, maybe feeling down or feeling disconnected and feeling the difficulty of fasting. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, show them the beauty of fasting, show them the beauty of this month, give them a chance, give them an opening. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, allow them to taste the sweetness of it, allow them to feel comfort in it, allow them to get a glimpse of what it really means. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Allah, allow us to stop being focused on ourselves and become focused on you. Allow us to be removed from the realm of distraction and come into the realm of focus. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, these gifts are only given by you. They are not things that we acquire out of our own ability and strength. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, we trust that you wouldn't have exposed us to this understanding without wanting it to become our reality. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, we trust that you would not have us sit here and listen to this discourse about focusing and gaining hearts that are like mirrors without you wanting us to have that true experience, Ya Allah. So we trust you, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, and we place this amana back into your care, trusting that you will bring it to fruition for us, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Ya Rabbi, thank you for this gift. Thank you for Ramadan. Thank you for our health. Thank you for everything that you've given us. Thank you for the 5 doors and for the window inside. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Wa salatu salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Sayyidina Mursaleen, fi kulli waqtin wa hin. Ya Rabbana laka alhamd, wa ila sharaf al-Nabi al-Fatiha.
فاتحة من بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربنا انفعنا بما علمتنا ربي علمنا الذي ينفعنا ربي فقهنا وفقه أهلنا وقرابات لنا في ديننا مع أهل القطر أنثى وذكر ربي وفقنا ووفقهم لما ترتضي قولا وفعلا كرما وارزق الكل حلالا دائما وأخلا أتقياء علماء نحظى بالخير ونكفى كل شر ربي واصلح لنا كل الشؤون وقرب رضا منك العيون واقض عنا ربنا كل الديون قبل أن تأتينا رسل المنون واغفر استر أنت أكرم من ستر وصلاة الله تغشى المصطفى من إلى الحق دعانا والوفاء بكتاب فيه للناس شفاء وعلى الآل الكرام الشرفاء وعلى الصحب المصابيح الغرر اللهم اهدنا بهداك واجعلنا ممن يسارع في رضاك ولا تولنا وليا سواك ولا تجعلنا من خالف أمرك وعصاك صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته.